Welcome back to more Skyrim with Requiem Thanatos Gaming here, and playing on my Khajiit Ranger, now character level 7, and I just run around the plains of Riften area for a while at Brotherhood, and did some initial quests there. My gear has gotten quite a bit better, and I've gotten a few more perk points, and this character is actually starting to feel pretty powerful for being only level 7. I think the combination of some the racial bonus, the god blessing, and then finally getting a couple of perks into one-handed and light armor have made this character suddenly feel actually quite good. And I'm going around these early Whiterun caves, but just to keep it a little bit more fresh and interesting, I installed a bunch of mods which are revamps of these early cave systems, and I'm hopeful that that will make this a little bit more exciting than it would be otherwise. And yep, just check out those moves strafing around so he couldn't get a lock on me with the bow. Feeling pretty good about myself. Anyway, White River Watch. This is typically a very small, very easy cave, but let's see how hard it's become with the mod revamp.
Who's there? Boss was looking for you, said he'd be up at the summit. Better not keep it.
So nothing really different so far. The same little entry area, but let's see what we encounter as we get a little bit further into here. So, okay, first off, I see a couple of different paths I could take. And it looks like there's some kind of enemy this way, so I think I'm going to go this way first so that I don't get flanked later on. And I can see a guy sitting up there. Let's just take a shot at him. Second shot is a miss. Yikes. Okay. I'm going to see if I can kind of camp around this corner for the guy to come around and then nail him. Oh no. Okay, so I was a little worried about getting flanked, and that is exactly what has happened. Let's just run away.
You'll make a fine ride.
Alright, that was a little bit more than what I was counting on. Luckily my crossbow did not get destroyed, so I've still got access to that at least. Okay, my health is in a pretty bad spot here. Just gonna back up a little bit further, and maybe this highway guard will end up becoming useful. So one interesting thing about the open encounter zones is, well, it does make it harder because you can't just run away from guys and assume that you're safe, but it also means you can draw enemies out and fight them in a little bit better terrain, because trying to kite around this many dudes with ranged attacks inside that little cave would be really, really tough. But now that I've got a little bit more space to work with, maybe it's more manageable. Although, at the moment, the fact that these archers are just taking shots at me constantly is not really benefiting me very much. Okay, one down, and I'm going to go pick up the ammunition for him because I'm kind of low on my crossbow bolts. And I can see there's a bandit down here somewhere.
I swear I'll kill you.
And that one was probably not much of a threat, but there's no real edge in leaving her behind. So I can still see, wow, 4 more guys still hanging out outside this zone. Alright, that fight was not very elegant, just traded hits with him, but Wooden Staff of Lightning Sparks I suppose I will take, and another Scroll of Spirit Wolf. Okay. So that ended up being sort of a messy fight, but I was able to draw them all to the outside and eventually win. Well, let's see if there's anything in this chest. What I really want are potions of insight, and that's not what that was, but I'll take it anyway. Now, let's take 2 on the camp. So previously, I think I went this way, and now it looks like the guys came out of here. Let's see if there's anything. Now that that previously closed door is open, see if there's anything in here that I can go and loot. Okay, so it looks like that's the way up to the top. Wow, this is nothing like the White River Watch that I knew. Wow, really cool, really neat work on this area done by this mod author. Alright, so there's my potion of insight, and oh, there goes my crossbow. And against this guy, I could use my fire sparks on him, but I think I'd rather use lightning sparks because the fire is more effective against undead and stuff like that. Okay, I just don't want to fall off the cliff here. Now I'm in a little bit of an awkward place. Okay, let's go find where he went. I would assume it's this direction.
There you are. Everybody pushing me around. Well,
And this guy just has a whole lot of nothing. Okay, so then this top area looped back around. Now let's see if coming at the inside of this cave from another direction yields anything interesting. Oh wow, okay, lots of little red dots. I can't really see where any other enemies are from here. Ah, okay, there's a crossbow guy back there. Let's get another Spirit Wolf. And a health potion. And yeah, I need to have this guy cleared out of the way so that I can deal with the crossbow guy. Ooh, okay. Not very healthy. I think I need to summon another Spirit Wolf here. Just because, otherwise, if one of those guys just pops around the corner, I think I'd just die. Okay, so I can see an archer and I can see a useless spirit wolf. Ooh, okay. I'd really like to pick up another crossbow after losing mine to getting hit earlier, but I just destroyed that one's crossbow, so that may not happen for a while. Healing potion is really helpful. Yeah, I just need some kind of a ranged weapon. I guess I'll take this longbow and grab some arrows, even though that's not really my preferred way of... I mean, I don't really like using a bow very much on a character that doesn't have training on it because it's such a big stamina drain. However, between that or nothing, it's certainly better than nothing. And, oh heck, let's just see what's down the trapdoor. Whew. Got stacked poisons on me pretty good, and I'm gonna take a second and heal up. I think this is a case where I want to pull out my longbow. Just do some amateurish archery on this guy. Are we finding anything interesting down here? Wow. And, wow, okay, so that connects back to this earlier room. Cool. Okay, I think I'm going to count that as a full exploration of this area. Really neat mod. Made White River Watch much more exciting than it would have been otherwise. But let's just be moving right along after we take down some Potion of Insight. And I think what I want to do here is I want to get more one-handed skill as part of it. And I'm also just slowly leveling up my block and distributing a few points towards smithing because I'm going to want those eventually, even though they're too low to do anything with right now. But on we go. Next up is Ember Shard Mine, and normally this is just an easy early dungeon that I'll do even as early as level 1 with some characters, but again, I'm curious if it's also quite a bit harder, because I would say that White River Watch was a good deal more difficult than it would normally have been. Jeez, my spacing on that was just not very good. Luckily, just bashing them is good enough. Alright, but yeah, I'm really curious to see what this mod author for the Revamped locations has done with them. Alright, let's go back up and explore the rest of this little cave complex. So this is the familiar looking part, and I think looks like that goes farther back, but instead I'm just gonna lower the bridge and continue this way instead, because I actually have some idea of what to expect.
You check the entrance. I'm going to look over here.
Okay, with with 2 of these guys. Okay, now it's down to 1. It's a little more manageable.
Lucky hit.
And that's where the perk that I took in one-handed is actually really noticeable, because it gives lower cost of power attacks, which allowed me to just kind of chop that guy down and use bashes to interrupt his attacks and then just keep staggering him with power attacks. Let's get our crossbow ready. So this is familiar. This guy evidently has pretty good armor. The fact that my crossbow shot is not doing all that much to him. Ouch. Okay. That guy has some pretty good gear and a potion of insight. Very nice. Dwarven mace, well made. Wow, that does a lot more damage than my weapon, but I am not a mace cat. This is an axe cat, so we'll just keep going as we are. Let's see if we can find anything. 2 more potion of insight and a healing potion. Excellent. Now this would normally be the final room, but let's see. I can see one guy off in the distance there. Ouch, and I just ate an arrow from someone I didn't really see. That's going to cost me a healing potion. Ooh, okay, I'm lucky that I was able to interrupt that big swing, otherwise I definitely would have died. I think there's an archer kind of hanging out over here. So the change in the tone of the music would indicate that that was the final enemy here, but let's do a more detailed search. Healing potion is appreciated. And I feel as if there's still more to this cave that I haven't explored. Anyway, just as my review of this little revamped areas around Whiterun mod, I like kind of what it's done in making these bigger. I dislike that it's very hard to find your way around in, and that the maps that you have of these interior areas don't seem actually all that good. Because like there's all these passageways, it looks like, over back this way, which maybe I'll go and explore, but I feel like I could just end up kind of wandering around there for a while. And I'm cutting some of this out, I think, in the final video, because I had some previous takes where I kind of wander around in those previous areas, and I took 2 deaths that way just by getting blindsided by stuff. And there's one area where I got stuck behind a door where I couldn't get out and I had to reload, which I'm kind of counting like a death. So, to conclude my mini review of the revamps of these early areas, I like that they've made it, the mod author has made it a little bit more challenging. I think there are a few rough edges to it still, but for potions of insight, and I think that'll be enough to level me up to level 8. And I think that'll do it for now. My plan for the character from here is I'm just going to go around and finish up this Plains of Whiterun area, which everyone is very, very familiar with. But if you're enjoying this series and you're not already subscribed, hit the button, and I'll see you in the next video.